Aloha, this is Skye with FNN-Feminist News Network, the feminist news that's right for you. Welcome to the studio. That's right, it is scary out there. And what is making it scary on this Halloween? Rent! Oh my God, have you tried to pay it on time or paid a month or two up? Have you not jumped from place to place in this new millennium world? Please don't even try to tell me you can't get a mortgage like your mama and daddy did. And if you tried, Obama demolished that to bits by tearing apart and blowing the bubble on the housing crisis and not making no one accountable. Because you know you weren't helped. And if you had to refinance your house twice, you know that ain't nice. All those predatory loaners out there. Now, what is California doing? I am so damn tired of California leading the way. When is Hawaii going to lead the way in anything? We did in the 70s. We were making great strides and moves in the 80s. We were doing it up in the 90s. We had Medicare for all. What happened? Neoliberal Democrats that done took over, hiding under that dim cloak, not being progressive as they say they are. Maybe. Think about it. That's all I gotta say, bro. Think about it. All right. Now, they are trying to legislate a new bill. They got Democracy Now! Talking. One of those will be right. Now, why we don't have no proposition like that here? Skye's got one, and I'm going to tell you about it right after we take a look at this short blurb from Democracy Now! Giving you the news that HNN, KNGB, and all the rest won't give you. They'll talk about priced out of paradise, but I got solutions. Let's watch.
This is Democracy Now! As we end today's show looking at how next month's election could impact California's housing crisis. Will state residents gain access to a wider pool of rent-controlled housing? That's one of the issues that'll be put to the vote November 6th with Proposition 10, which would repeal the Costa-Hawkins Rental Housing Act, a sweeping state law that permanently exempts some properties from rent control. The ballot measure has come under attack by landlords and private equity firms, including the Blackstone Group. We're joined now by housing rights attorney Elena Pop, executive director of the Eviction Defense Network, one of the three groups that put Proposition 10 on the ballot. We don't have much time. Lay out what Proposition 10 says.
Proposition 10 simply restores control over the ability to solve the housing crisis to local communities. It would allow local communities to pass stronger rent control laws that will cover more units.
So what do the polls say?
The polls say that we're down. However, those are polls of likely voters. And we are also making great progress in the last 2 weeks. We went from 38% support to 41% support. What's happening is this barrage of negative and false advertising targeting homeowners, telling them that they are going to lose the value of their home when the proposition does not affect single-family homeowners. There is not a single jurisdiction that has ever imposed rent control on single-family homes. And they're also targeting seniors, saying that the proposition will make the housing crisis worse because it will deter development. There has been rent control in Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, San Francisco cities that have had rent control since the 70s have had rampant development. Developers will develop, and every single local law exempts new construction. I think what voters need to know, what they need to be told, is to follow the money. Look at who is investing $64 million and outspending us 2 to 1 to get this passed. And why are they doing it? Because $64 million is a minuscule portion of what their multi-billion-dollar profits are if they are able to have uncontrolled rents. The No campaign is funded by the very people that brought us the housing affordability crisis. In LA City, an average 5% rent increase puts 2,000 people on the street. We need to get this problem under control. Prop 10 is the first step to do that. Follow the money and vote yes on 10 is what I tell voters.
Your button that you're wearing, the rent is too damn high, makes me think about Jimmy McMillian of the Rent is Too High, Rent is Too Damn High party in New York who ran for mayor.
Indeed, yes.
Well, we'll continue to follow this, and we'll be doing a 6-hour broadcast on election night, and we'll let people know how you fare. Elena Popp is housing rights attorney, executive director of the Eviction Defense Network, one of the 3 groups that put Proposition 10 on the ballot.
I know you saw that. And what is the real answer for Hawaii? The same type of bill. A cap on it. And even better, I'm going to do this one for you. You can leave the military base after a year and start living amongst the population. We need to make that 3 years. I'm going past 2. 3. You are a private or less. Stay your ass on that base and stop raising up the rents around the place, because that's what's happening. These local landlords are chasing the money that these people get allotted to them for housing. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm going to tell it like it is. They need to cut it off and cut it out, and there's plenty of housing on base, but they're not letting the locals on there. Why don't they start doing that? Why don't they take one of these abandoned bases? They got plenty. They got housing, fill them up. Give the land back to the locals. The military can give it back at any time they want to. And I'm not talking about mined ordinance land. I'm talking about land with housing on it. Give it back. It's already built. It's waiting for us to come. And you know I'm right. Where's the politician that dares talk about that? Oh, don't talk about the government. Don't say that. That's just taboo. Well, let me be the first to go, boo! It's scary out there. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. We need our proposition and fair housing. Oh, and you thought that was the only one I had? No, I got another, because a lot of the housing that do not have proper coding, proper registration, and is doing the same thing as Marco Polo, not having what's needed, we don't want to see another fire. So guess what? All of those unregulated before the year of, and you know what year I'm talking about, I believe it's 80-something, 70-something. But anyway, they got a rule for 3-story high-rises to not have elevators. And you know what? All of those that are built before 84, and you know what? We could take it back to 78. Built before 78. If they cannot bring these places up to full-breaded code that the new housing being built today, they need to lower the rents. You're talking about people that are low income, yes, paying 70% of their income on rent, paying $1,400 in the places, nothing but 325 square feet, and you sharing a room with somebody sleeping on a couch. No. Cut it out. Pass the law. Either they keep it up to code and make it look like you paying $1,400 a month, or they need to bring that rent down to a reasonable rate that's in coordinates to the make, style, and condition of the living unit. And I said that right. You don't like it, you don't have to tell me, but I'm going to tell you what. What I'm paying is worth what I'm paying. And if I paid more, those people that I'm renting from know better. There are a lot of honest landlords out there. But the problem is, there's too many that flood the market. There's too many Marcus Allens, Oishis out there making money off of just applications alone, 25 a watt. That's your third bill. Cut it out. If you're low income, if you're not making 3 times the median rent, which they want, and you know you're going for a low-income housing, and you know Markets and Associates and Oishi are renting out to those people, don't get $25 off of them. If they're not making $75,000 to $80,000 a year, they shouldn't be allowed to take $25 out of their pocket, and they're just making money. 500 people trying out for one little damn apartment, and they done made them a fistful of money that could have paid for that apartment 5 times over for somebody. Where's that law? You don't agree with me? Make comments. If you agree with me, believe me, I'm going to have links below so you can work on rent control. And if you agree with me, contact me at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my Facebook and YouTube channel. And remember, don't just feel their pain. Have answers for it. Skye, giving you what you need to know. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And boo.